Okay, hello. You see our setup here, kinda, sorta. We are going to be making the honey garlic meatballs. We're going to be somewhat following the instructions along the back. I'm not sure if they'll come out clear for you, but they have the nutritional facts if you want to pause the video and see it, and the ingredients list. So that is what we're going to be making. I got my ground turkey in a pan. I did not pull out my steamer yet, my steamer pot, but we will get there. I'm off camera. You can see my hands though. So here's that. Get that off there. And it says in the beginning to add 2 tablespoons. So we're going to get right there, the 2 teaspoons. We're going to reach in our packet and we're going to get 1. And then we're going to get 2. And I made sure they were heaping. And there's still a ton of seasoning in here. We're going to use this in a pan when it gets closer to the time. I'm just getting our meat ready together here and marinating so that we can cook it in our steamer pot. I'll be right back. We are back. I have the steamer pot. And then I've got the lid for it right here. I have the trivet that I'm going to stick in just like this and put more on top. But until we're ready for that, let's do this. We did our seasoning in our ground turkey. So it says in a large bowl, measure 2 teaspoons of seasoning and combine with 1 pound of lean ground beef. I'm using ground turkey. You can use whatever protein you want. It says arrange in a single layer in the upper round or multi-purpose steamer. This is the multi-purpose steamer. And microwave for 4 minutes or until cooked. I found that my microwave does 7 minutes and it'll be fully cooked. So I put our seasoning in here. And then I'm going to just go ahead and squeeze in a little bit of honey in here, because it's going to call for it when I actually go and make the rest of the package. So there's a little bit of honey in there as well. So now the fun part about it is I get to use my hands and go mixy. So we'll do that in a minute. But I measured it out with our multi-purpose measuring spoon. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon. So perfect. It actually called for 2 of these, but I used 2 of these. So maybe I should do 1 more of those. So basically I just did 1 tablespoon. So I need to add another tablespoon. So I'll use the other side, the correct side this time. So another tablespoon, put that in. So there's our 2 tablespoons. And then we will get to making this when it gets closer to the time. For now, let's go mixy. And my meat is cold because it just came out of the fridge. So we're just going to break it up and make sure I get the seasoning all throughout and coat it everywhere. And then I'm going to set it back in the fridge and let it marinate and soak in until it's time to cook dinner. And then I'm just going to serve it with vegetables, maybe broccoli or cauliflower, green beans maybe. And then make it absolutely delicious. And then serve it with some like mashed potatoes on the side. Make it absolutely delicious. So we just keep mixing this in until it's fully mixed. My meat is cold. So it's cold on the fingers, so I keep pulling my fingers away. And so there's that. There's our meat. So I'm going to let this just sit and do its thing. And then I'll be back when it's time to cook it and show you. Okay, now I have some wheat Ritz crackers. I'm just going to use a very few of them. And I'm going to mush them up in my hand as small as I think I want them. Because they go fairly, I like Ritz crackers because you can make them really thin. Look at how thin those are. Perfect. Now I'm going to do an egg, but I'm only going to do the egg white because I cannot eat the yolk. So, crack that. This is the fun part. You're going to get all icky again. Because then after you add your egg white, you're going to mix it. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get my hands all up and in there. I'm going to put the yolk back in the shell right here on the side. There we go. I know I said we're going to get our all eggy again, but the only other thing I added was the egg white and the Ritz crackers. Now we're just going to mix again and make sure it gets all mixed in really good. Egg whites, everything mixed in. So we gave it a little bit of time to allow the actual seasoning packet to marinate the chicken. Or turkey, sorry, it's ground turkey, not ground chicken. And then I'm just mixing in the Ritz crackers. And these are going to be yummy, yummy meatballs. Look at that. And it smells good. I can tell you it smells amazing. Okay, I'm going to put my trivet over here for just the time being. Now it's time to make our meatballs and put them in here. So we can cook it in the microwave for about 4 to 7 minutes. And pardon me, I have the hiccups. And then we just got to decide what size meatballs we want. And make sure it's all mixed in perfectly. I mean, it smells amazing. So now I'm just going to grab some of the meat. My hands are already cold from dealing with this. And I'm just going to make a decent sized meatball, about like that. And we're just going to put it in there. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep making meatballs. Try to make them roughly about the same size. They don't have to be perfectly round, because meatballs are never really perfectly round. And then just keep making meatballs. Okay, that one's a little big. We're going to take some off of that. And then we're just going to stick it in there as well. There are 3 of us that are going to be eating, and I think this will make the perfect amount. Actually, I'm going to make those a little bit smaller. So we got that one. Take that little bit off of there. That one's kind of big, so let's take a little bit off of that one. There we go. And just make it fun. Have fun playing with your meat. And then I'm just going to put my trivet in. It's got that little divider. I'm just going to stick it just like that. So it's like just above and not really touching those ones. And I'm just going to make more meatballs. Technically, if I wanted to, I could use the top to make vegetables. But since I want to make enough meatballs for everybody, I'm just going to do more meatballs. That's going to give everybody 3 meatballs, the way I'm doing it. So that's like perfect. Oh, that one's huge. Let's take some off of that one. I have a feeling I'm going to have at least 2 more meatballs out of here. Okay, a little bit more. And if you don't like touching raw meat, you can wear gloves. So, there's that one. You know what? I can't count. I made more meatballs than I thought I was going to be. So there's 6 on the bottom, and there's going to be 5 on the top. So, move that one over, and we'll put that one right there. So we have 5 meatballs now. I gotta be right back. Okay, now we have our saucepan. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on medium-low. I'm going to add the rest of our packet. Yep, you saw correctly, the rest of the packet. And then 3/4 cup water, and this is one of our prep bowls. They are measuring cups. I have, there you go. So 3/4 cup of water goes right in. And then we want 1 tablespoon of honey. So there again, back to our measuring spoon. Same one we used earlier. And we're just going to measure out 1 tablespoon of honey. preferably without all the bubbles. But when your honey's like almost gone because you use it for other things, there's our honey. We're gonna go ahead and put that in. Make sure all the honey gets in there. Stir it around. I'm gonna go like this to make sure it gets off my measuring spoon. Get all that honey, all that delicious honey out there. My hands are clean, I just washed them. So there's the honey. And then we're just gonna simmer this until it thickens and stir it all in. But it's gonna be a thick glaze to go over the honey when it's ready. So it says remaining seasoning with 3/4 cup water, which we did, and 1 teaspoon of honey. Bring to a boil over medium-high heat, stirring constantly. Reduce the heat once it thickens to the desired, and strain your meatballs and add them to the pan. Well, it says wok, but I'm cooking it in a pan. Serve with rice and vegetables of your choice. Although I'm going to probably serve mine with mashed potatoes. And then my vegetable, I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. Now I got to let that just sit and simmer and bubble away. And I used the last of my honey. And once it gets thickened to the desired consistency, if I think it needs more, I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup. So we will do that. And then I'm thinking a splash of red pepper. Splash of red pepper, just to give it that extra little oomph. Because my family likes that extra little zing that you can get. And it's starting to thicken up, kind of slowly but surely. It's still a little watery, but I can feel it in the bottom of the pan thickening up. But I have it there again on medium-low. And my meatballs are in the microwave cooking. And so I will be back when this is thick to show you. And we see here, this is thickening up just perfectly. So I'm just going to let it sit and simmer away here. All I've been doing is stirring it occasionally, just like this. And when it comes off the spoon, it leaves a little bit of glaze on the spoon. So that's what you want. So you can glaze your I want to say pork chops, because this is something that I would probably put on pork chops. But over your meatballs. You're going to add your meatballs to it here in a few minutes. I'm trying to get it just a tad bit thicker. And then I will add the meatballs. And the noise in the background is my microwave going so I can make the potatoes. Yeah, I'm cheating for the potatoes. Sometimes cheating's okay. But I'm not going to add the extra butter, so I'm still going to I'm doing just the water. So, it's just 2 cups of water to make that. And I like Idaho potatoes. Yum! So, this is thickening up beautifully. So there is our glaze. And then I'm going to show you. The meatballs came out amazing. Look at that. 7 minutes in my microwave and we got delicious meatballs. They smell amazing as well. So I have them just sitting over here on the side with the lid on while I sit and stir this occasionally to thicken it up. I want it just a little bit thicker. It's getting to the thick consistency that I want. So, yum meatballs. Okay. Since we went over, what it has in it is organic sugar, organic coconut palm sugar, organic cane sugar, cornstarch. That's just the different styles of sugar that they used. Okay. The total sugars in there is 14 grams or 28%. Cornstarch, garlic, organic salt, organic maltodextrin, the thickening agent, and sea salt. May contain soy. It even tells you may contain soy. So wonderful. That again, we're making the seasoning for the honey garlic meatballs. Look at this. This is now thickening up to be just perfect. Look at it. It's coating my spoon. Pour it off and it's coating the spoon. So I'm just about ready to put the meatballs in. And we got the mashed potatoes in the microwave. So yum. So yum yum. This actually smells amazing as well. So we go like this. And it's coating the spoon. I want it a little bit thicker so it coats all the meatballs and stays on all the meatballs. Okay. Now I'm going to use this spoon and carefully pick up my meatballs and place them in. And remember, we made quite a bit of meatballs. We didn't just make this little top amount right there. That's just what came off the trivet. There's more down below. So we got that one. That one. These meatballs smell amazing. Remember, we used a little bit of that seasoning as well to put in the meatballs. Trying to pick them up carefully without actually dropping them. Our pan is full. Look at that. The perfect amount of meatballs for this pan. It's actually almost too many meatballs. But look at that. And then I'm just going to stir gently so I don't break the meatballs. And then this is ready to go on top of the potatoes. So I'm just going to let that sit on low and marinate. Ooh. Sorry, I just licked my finger from doing the meatballs. Look at how yummy those meatballs look. And they're perfectly glazed. So, this is going to be dinner tonight. I will post a finished picture when my plate is ready. Thank you for watching.